Hey, what's up guys? Pratima here with yet another phone review, and there are so many of them launching this month that, to be completely honest with you guys, I haven't been able to test them all by myself. Phones like the Galaxy A72 and Redmi Note 10 and this one right here, the Narzo 30A, all of them have been tested by my team, so a huge shout out to them. And by the way, the phones that I have been personally testing for the past couple of weeks has to be the Redmi Note 10 Pro Max and the Galaxy A52. And their reviews will be out very soon. Also, I have been thinking of making a comparison video between them, so do let me know in the comments below what you think about that. Anyways, today's video is about the Narzo 30A. It's a budget phone that retails for just 9,000 in India, and it packs a pretty capable gaming chipset and an exciting design. But you might be wondering if it makes more sense to invest a little more in phones like the Redmi 9 Power or the Redmi Note 10. And that is exactly what I'm going to tell you in this video. But before that, need to pay off his bills with this short message from our sponsor, Skillshare. Skillshare is more than just a learning platform. It is a community of compassionate teachers and students that will help you hone your skill and learn something entirely new. With its massive catalog of bite-sized classes, acquiring a new skill has never been this easy. From animation, coding, photography to marketing, there's something for everyone. Classes are organized based on parameters like your personal skill set, length, etc., so one can get started right away. Furthermore, you can learn on the go with the Skillshare mobile app as well. So hurry up and sign up to Skillshare to enhance your skill set. The first 1,000 to click the link given in the description will get a free trial of Skillshare Premium membership. So Realme's thinking while developing the Narzo 30A is to provide great performance at a budget price, and for that they have paired this phone with MediaTek's Helio G85 chipset, which we all know is a pretty competent gaming first chipset. Here, the Narzo 30A gets either 3 or 4 GB of LPDDR4X RAM and 32 or 64 GB of internal storage. My unit is of 332 GB configuration, but if you are thinking of buying this device, I highly suggest that you go for the 464 GB variant because 32 GB internal storage is simply not enough, as the OS itself here occupies around 14 GB space. Anyway, throughout my usage, I've encountered multiple instances when the phone could not handle many apps in the background. This is not a frequent issue though, and definitely not something that would make me say install light version of apps. It's just that if you regularly tend to juggle through multiple apps at a time, the phone will take a second to keep up on few occasions. Now moving on to gaming, I played a few games and got a respectable performance. You can crank the settings to HD graphics and high frame rates in PUBG Mobile, and this results in fairly smooth gameplay. The rare instances of slight stutters under these settings were absolutely excusable. But if you want the best PUBG Mobile experience, you'd want to set the graphics to smooth and frame rate to ultra. After about 20 minutes of gaming, the phone got to 42 degrees Celsius CPU and 36 degrees Celsius battery temperature, which feels warm to touch but not scorchingly hot. Additionally, Call of Duty Mobile maxes out at medium graphics and high frame rates, and it's smooth sailing here too with zero stutters or lags. Similarly, Mobile Legends Bang Bang is equally playable at high graphics with shadow, damage text and other visual enhancements turned on. After around 30 minutes of gameplay, the Narzo 30A delivered a comparable thermal performance too. However, the software side of things are not that exciting though. The phone still runs on Realme UI 1.0 based on Android 10, with Android 11 based Realme UI 2.0 scheduled for third quarter of 2021. And this is one thing Realme really needs to improve, because I've seen a lot of users complain about the lack of updates on Realme phones. So I think it's about time that Realme commits to provide a faster roadmap when it comes to software updates. In this case, Samsung has absolutely nailed it with 3 years of OS update and 4 years of security updates, even in their budget and mid-range phones. Now coming to the design, to set it apart from the competition, Realme has historically leaned towards providing a distinct design, and that tradition follows suit with the Narzo 30A as well. Its painted texture on this plastic body looks quite unique and feels relatively compact in the hand compared to the Redmi 9 Power, but only slightly so. But it still is a considerably heavy phone, and definitely not for those who prefer something lightweight. For biometrics, there's a traditional fingerprint scanner at the back. It is pretty fast and therefore never had me going for the face unlock alternative. All things considered, the Narzo 30A gets a point in terms of design. The button clicks nice, and even though it's by no means a compact phone, I find it sitting snugly in my hand. While I am in peace with the phone's design, the display is where it has let me down. At a time when its arch enemy Xiaomi is stepping up the game by providing a full HD screen at a similar price point, the HD display on Realme does not look very good. Consequently, watching videos on the Narzo 30A is an underwhelming experience. Likewise, the Narzo 30A is just Widevine L3 certified, restricting you to sub-HD content streaming only. Furthermore, even though YouTube Force enables 1080p resolution on this 720p screen, there's little improvement in the picture quality itself, with the content looking slightly over-sharpened. I noticed its color signs leaning on the cool side of things. Thankfully, you can adjust the screen color temperature from the settings. Also, I find its viewing angles to be tad bit subpar. Looking at this display from the side, you will likely notice a drop in saturation level. So I simply cannot recommend this phone to those with content consumption in mind. Apart from this, for casual web browsing and similar use cases, Narzo 30A screen will not disappoint. It can get plenty bright indoors, although given its budget nature, it will struggle outdoors. Okay, now let's get into the cameras. Realme has gone with a classic camera layout on the Narzo 30A. While you may mistake it for a triple camera arrangement, the phone has two lenses at the back, a 13 megapixel primary and a 2 megapixel portrait sensor. Okay, compared to the 48 megapixel primary camera on the Redmi 9 Power, the normal daytime images from the Narzo 30A lag behind in terms of details. While I personally do not prefer the high saturation on Redmi 9 Power's photos, it does generate more popping colors. You can turn on Chroma Boost for the same on Narzo 30A though. In some instances, the phone also over-sharpens the images. Portrait images share a similar story in terms of color reproduction as well. But the ones from Redmi 9 Power underexposes the subjects by a bit, making them look a little dark. On the other hand, Narzo 30A has a relatively cool color temperature and a more digestible result. In terms of edge detection, both phones are on par with each other. Here, the Redmi 9 Power wins out in terms of regular nighttime and night mode shots. Its photos retain better details and dynamic range, while Narzo 30A's pictures tend to look soft and hazy. More importantly, if you're shooting in an environment with direct light sources, the images from the Narzo 30A will fall victim to rapid lens flare. Moving on, selfie images share a similar story. Redmi 9 Power's 8 megapixel selfie shooter manages to deliver better dynamic range and details compared to the 8 megapixel sensor on the Narzo 30A. Redmi 9 Power overpowers the portrait selfie shots with high contrast as well. In terms of videos, both phones max out at 1080p 30fps recordings from both the front and back cameras. I found the Narzo 30A being able to capture relatively superior footages. In both instances, the Redmi 9 Power has worse dynamic range and exposure control. When it comes to battery life, the Narzo 30A is a champ. Thanks to its 6000 mAh cell, I was consistently able to get around 7 to 7.5 hours of screen on time on this phone, and that's including multiple sessions of continuous gaming as well. So if you are someone who does not game a lot, it will easily last you for a couple of days. Charging this phone is quite slow though. The 18-watt fast charger included inside the box takes almost 3 hours and 10 minutes to take the Narzo 30A from 2 to 100%. Likewise, the audio is not that bad either. It does not have a stereo speaker like the Redmi 9 Power, but the sound output is pretty good. It gets loud enough and it's more suitable for listening to podcasts or other similar acoustic content.
I'm gonna be myself, or I could be someone else. No one's stopping me now.
In conclusion, I feel like the Narzo 30A is an underachieving phone on many fronts. It comes with a compromised 720p screen, dual cameras, and an under-powerful 332GB starting model. And the phone still runs on Android 10, with the Android 11 update being scheduled so late. And although it does have a few redeeming qualities like its gaming capabilities and its battery life, at the end of the day, you get almost everything better by just cashing in a couple of thousand more for the Redmi Note 10. So that was all for our review of the Narzo 30A. We're coming up with a lot of phone reviews in the next couple of weeks. So for that, do not forget to subscribe to our channel and hit that bell icon so that you never miss out on our awesome videos. Till then, I'm Pratima and I'll see you in the next video.